大家掌声鼓励。
Thank you. I guess I'll use English because I don't have a lot of time, so I can just get right to it. Hey everybody, my name is Jay. I grew up in Utah. My parents are from Taiwan. My mom sitting right there right now. Yeah, I grew up in Utah. I moved over here to Boston for a job 8 years ago, and since then it was me and my wife that moved out here, and then we've had 2 girls since then. So ages 8 and 3 are my 2 girls. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. The first thought I had on MBTI, okay. A lot of great points. I've loved listening to all this stuff. I really loved MBTI ever since I was in high school, okay, which is 25 years ago, I think, if I did the math correctly. It's hard to do math when I'm on a stage, I found, just barely. So almost 25 years ago. And I've loved it. I've talked about it with roommates. I've talked about it with my wife when she and I were dating. At work, we loved it as well. I'm a designer. I used to be a software engineer, but because I'm an INFP and not INTJ, then I left software development. Couldn't nail that T, just the thinking. So it was all great. And at work with the other designers, I was on a team with like 10 other designers, and five of us were also INFP. So that was kind of cool, right? But then imagine the bombshell that dropped when Adam Grant, somebody that I follow and respect a lot, he's a professor out of Wharton, he was like, I hate MBTI. I'm like, what? Like, how could anybody hate that? And then he was saying how there's like no scientific backing to it, and it was this thing thought of by Carl Jung. And Carl Jung, of course, is like a father in psychology. But it wasn't like research backed. So, but I still consider it to be quite useful, right? I think it's a good way to kind of know people quickly. But I think, as a lot of you have expressed, like, you don't let that be a label, right? Like you don't let that limit you. And I think that's the right way too. So yeah, that's, I guess, all I'll say. I guess since I have more time, AI and happiness. So, AI is, of course, it's an immensely powerful tool, and society is still trying to get to know, like, what exactly it can do. And so I think there's a little bit of apprehension just because of that, right? We're going into new territory, right, as humankind. So I could understand there's a lot of people who have reservations, have like trepidation, right? But I think just like with the printing press, just like with internet and then like social media, these are all things that, of course, they can have adverse effects. But when we're talking about AI and happiness, I think happiness is still a choice, right? We'll still need to take ownership out of our own time and like what we do with our attention, and control our happiness. It is a choice. So that's all I like to say today. Thanks.